They say when you work with grandmother ayahuasca, she's gonna do with you what she wants. Did I think what she wanted would be this? Certainly not. Did I think that I would fly to Peru, navigate through the highlands of the Andes Mountains, do multiple rounds of plant medicine, be serenaded with beautiful songs, all to look deep into my soul and see YouTube content? Is that what I wanted? Well, I don't know. I don't know what I want. But is that what I expected? Certainly not. And yet here we are. You're gonna start seeing things. I'm gonna start saying things that I'm not prepared for, but we'll do it together. Today will be an unpacking video. I know that many people on YouTube, they usually like to introduce their video. They like to tell you reasons that you might want to watch it, but I'm not like that. I'm not gonna try to tell you to watch this video. In fact, some reasons why you might not want to watch this video. You're not going to Peru anytime soon. The climate that you're about to travel to has nothing to do with Peru. You don't even know where it is on a map. Well, actually, that's maybe a reason to watch this video, because I didn't know that either, and you might learn a couple things. You're afraid of plant medicine or information about it. The majority of things I packed were intended for a plant medicine retreat. You are expecting to have advice on how you should pack, because I don't really believe in advising people on how to do anything. In fact, I believe in I think today is November 26th. I've been back from Peru approximately 24 hours. I really should not be making this video right now, but I can't look at this anymore. I need my life to be back to a less chaotic state, so we need to unpack. Let's get into it. Some of this video is a lie, because evidently when you pack essentials, you do need them pretty much every day. So I have had to already unpack and repack 3 times so that I could still make this video and feel like not a complete liar. Realistically, I'm gonna talk for way too long because I have not thought through what I'm gonna say, but it's gonna be super raw and honest, and that will be inspiring to you. I've been loving using my travel recently as a way to test and grow in the use of my own intuition. Nothing can go horrifically wrong because this isn't really a big life decision, and honestly most travel is better when it's a little bit messed up. So I hope through this video I'll show you some opportunities to be testing that out for yourself as well. It's also very likely, you know, if you're on a spiritual quest, a consciousness journey, that travel is already inherently a part of that. This trip has really helped me appreciate why that is, because for a while it was more of just this stereotypical thing that you do, searching for yourself. I do think it's in the opportunities to fail at things, to feel moderately challenged. That's when you actually get to know yourself the best. There's definitely a lot of trust in the universe and in everything else eventually working out. I think inherent with travel that there's not necessarily with the mundane day-to-day, because there's, you know, language barriers, there's new systems, there's so many things that are impossible to predict and to be prepared for. It's a really great time to practice not predicting, to not planning, to just going and being in flow. A little bit of background about my trip. So I went to Peru for just under 2 weeks. The first week I spent in a plant medicine retreat, working with the medicines of ayahuasca, wachuma, kambo, mapacho, and is there something else? I don't know. I've never had experience with any of these plant medicines, so what are you supposed to wear? Because it's kind of a ceremony, it's kind of an honoring. Famously, these are associated with purging in multiple directions. I want to have something that I look nice, but also I need to balance what might occur. Activity-wise, it was pretty chill. We did go on a couple of hikes, some playing around in water, and then the second week was all actual traveling, sightseeing. I went to Machu Picchu, Rainbow Mountain. I was not aware that Rainbow Mountain was at 15,000 feet. Didn't fully pack and prepare for that. Sacred valleys, mountain conditions, so shifting pretty rapidly from cool to hot, raining to dry throughout the day. I was flying out of Chicago in November, so that also adds to variability. For just a summer trip, I think I could have easily only used this one bag, but because of the variability inherent in my travels, I was really glad that I had the second one. I could essentially have 3 bags, so I could have the main one that I would just leave packed at my hotel or my hostel. I could use this as a day pack, and then I could remove the few extra items. For example, I could easily take out my shoes and then have this as just my day pack with phone, wallet, keys, camera, tripod, etc. Turned out to be a very good thing for the last 48 hours when I essentially tried to do my entire trip. I did like 2 excursions in one day, and then I was flying out that night at midnight. I had all of my luggage being stored. You'll notice that this first bag is actually packed very chaotically because this was all repacked in the luggage storage room of the hostel. I actually went and I showered and I changed into the clothes that I was going to be leaving in. So I do recommend staying in hostels and overstaying. You're welcome. This bag has some really great exterior pockets. There's these 2 meshy ones on the side, and then there's this like big stuffing one, but obviously I couldn't use those because I was checking this bag, which is actually kind of surprising because it's my smaller bag. I really enjoy how easy it is to organize in this style bag because you'll see there's like a million pockets, and there's one thing that I need when I have been awake for greater than 12 hours, and that's organization, because it's not happening up here. It's gotta happen in here. I wanted like all of my essential things to be with me. This is definitely going to be the only way that I travel from now on. This is, to me, the perfect combination, and I love it. This is not sponsored by Patagonia. The only relationship that I have with Patagonia is that my bank account balance and the logo are almost perfectly correlated. First, we can just start with what I actually wore on the day that I came back. I wore one of my biggest sweaters, eye mask. I hid that underneath my hat. That was a very cool look. Classic early 2000s Urban Outfitters light t-shirt, hiking pants, socks and underwear. Oh, another great thing that I did the second to last day was go to a hot spring, which yes, was so healing, restorative to my soul and my body after all the altitude hiking. But it meant that a lot of my things were still wet, in addition to everything that I used to shower right before leaving was very wet. So this is also packed to account for that. And it really needs to be unpacked so it's not going to start smelling. I did take out the wet things and then put them back in because this is the internet and we lie. My swimsuit that was actively wet, I just had it like hanging in the luggage storage room at my hostel, and then I threw it in this top. Almost all of the toiletries that I had, so like sunscreen, Aquaphor, dry shampoo, perfume, face spray, face wash. So hair growing because I'm balding. No, I mean, I'm not balding anymore because I'm taking care of myself. Lip gloss. Yeah, there's really no organization that's occurring. This is, oh wow, this is interesting. This is like a little stopper that got like fucked up, I guess, with the altitude. Or with the change in pressure on the plane. Yeah, another face serum. Chlorophyll, which this was very crucial for the altitude. So I put this in my water most days as I was adjusting. And I actually, throughout the trip, I don't think I ever got altitude sickness. When I climbed Montaña Machu Picchu and Rainbow Mountain, that I was like definitely on the way down, I was like, I have no idea where my feet are about to land, like please just don't let me die. But I didn't purge or get sick in that way. And those 2 days I wasn't actually drinking the chlorophyll, so I probably should have been doing that, and then maybe I would have been fine. This is actually a bracelet from my childhood. I was intending just like my connection with my past self, and I was gonna do something really ceremonial with it, but it actually, I don't know, I felt like keeping it, so apparently that was in there. 2 rocks from one of my friends that I made during the retreat, and we got these at the riverbed on one of the last days, and they're really beautiful rocks. So that's everything that was in the tops. I really like the size that this top is because it's good for anything that might leak or that is wet. Is essentially what you'll be able to fit. And then we have this like huge buckle strap thing. I just love the design of this bag. I'm obsessed. There's also a whole story about getting these bags. Yeah, we don't need to get into that today. Next, shoe bag. So in addition to the pair of UGG slippers that I was wearing, I also brought a pair of children's chacos because they're much cheaper and I wear a half size and chacos don't come in half sizes. Some trail running shoes because this is what I like to hike in now, especially when I'm traveling. It's nice to not have to carry a whole thing of boots. I read or I heard this thing that having much more lightweight shoes can actually be very supportive, and yeah, I've never had any issues, so that's what I do now. Oh, maybe we should try to arrange all this stuff in like a nice pretty pattern. More toiletries. This is like my makeup and hair kit. As you can see, I did not look particularly beautiful. I think liquids are just over. Like, I don't know when it was decided that that was truly going to be the case. Thank God this doesn't happen with 10, 100 ml bottles, okay? I need at least like 30. After that, I mean, so we have towel. This was wet. I packed that wet. Big fleece. This was like so crucial every day. One of the things, yeah, that I did really into it was like, I just don't want to bring a bunch of like puffy jackets or like athletic feeling clothing. I really want to just feel like warm and held in this experience. I think because, you know, working with plant medicines, it can be very tender, and I really didn't want to feel athletic or restrained or anything like that. So most of my clothes are like very big and bulky and loose, which is, yeah, great for feeling comfy, not great for packing, but that's okay. Typically like roll my clothes to make them as small as possible, but again, this was all done in a closet. Handkerchief, huge. This was like a big deal for the sun exposure on the mountains, as well as I threw it up in my hair a couple times with a cute little headband, because if you are going to be purging, it could be good to have your hair back. I also used this on a riverbank to dry my tears when I was on Wachuma, so that was very good. Okay, we have like a small bra thing, secret, 3 little llama gifts that I got from my family. Oh, this is very sweet. This was from the retreat center that I stayed at after my plant medicine retreat. And okay, well, so one of these one of my friends from the retreat gave me some Palo Santo, and then this was just like a little gift from Munay, Sonqo, where I had stayed after the retreat. And so yeah, those will go on my altar. This is actually one of the few things that I did not use at all. Let's see. Oh, it does function. So I don't regret bringing it, even though I didn't use it, because there were opportunities when I could have used it. I just chose not to. So actually, I wouldn't have had the experience of feeling brave and not using my headlamp in the dark had I not brought it. As you're packing, you could consider things that you want to bring to not use. I bet that's a piece of advice that you've never actually gotten about traveling. We have this like fold downable rain jacket. What's it called? Fanorak, because it folds into a fanny pack. When I was there, all the rain was mostly like a light mountain rain, so it actually worked really well for that. I also realized on the last day when I was packing a million wet things that this could have been good for like wrapping wet things. Light sweater. This was very essential, again, for the changing temperature and the sun. Sun exposure was really huge when I was there. You would get a sunburn if your skin wasn't covered or you hadn't applied sunscreen within like an hour and a half. So yeah, definitely consider how you're going to be covering your body. Lightweight shorts, like sort of athletic style shorts. These are actually what I wore on Rainbow Mountain, which I do regret because it was cold, which I was not aware that was going to be the case. Although it is funny because that day I was like, I think I meant to wear pants today, but then my brain was like, no, we gotta keep the pants clean for the flight. So that's what I did. I kept my pants clean, but I was so cold. I mean, thank F. The tour company I was with had blankets in the car because I literally wore the blanket all day as a scarf / hat. Water sterilizer pen. There's almost a perfect correlation between the number of times I used this and when I had diarrhea. So I'm not sure that it worked. It's possible that it did work because those were the same days after doing ayahuasca when I did not purge. So we'll never know for sure. I've used this in the past and it's worked well. I'm not talking against the use of this pen. I'm not sure that it worked. These I bought. This is mapacho. This is like a ceremonial tobacco. Oh, this is my medical kit that I didn't actually use. I guess I felt kind of like guilty / self-conscious about having this because I was on this like spiritual, medicinal, natural, whatever retreat, and this is like all the things that are detested and hated and wrong with Western society in one packet for your convenient use. I think I took like 2 things from here on the questionable bottom days. Like a lightweight crop 3/4 zip. I love how it's got these like little fold over flaps, little mittens. I always just immediately got it sweaty and disgusting, so I could only ever wear it once at a time. I wanted to wear it every day. It still smells like all the good times. Long sleeve, kind of lightweight shirt. Oh, that one really smells. Some socks. I think that's everything that's in this bag. Oh, okay, wait, I have a book too. All I bought for this trip were 3 bags, which, yeah, okay, and 6 books. You know, they say, don't judge a book by its cover, but definitely judge the person who's holding it. No matter what, if you bring a book, people are gonna say, oh, shit, she reads. Or, she's got some pretty strong wrists, especially if it's a big book. These books, very much, you know, I think they give me street cred, they give me respect, like, oh, she read that book, or oh, she's in the middle of reading that book. I've been interested in reading Lolita recently, and I was like, I don't think I want to bring that around. I think that one's gonna be an e-reader. The Alchemist, it's a classic, and for a good reason. I actually did finish this on the trip right before ayahuasca ceremonies, and so yeah, I mean, it definitely colored that experience and really helped me incorporate my intention. This was a really beautiful feature. So that was there's like a bladder thing, and there's even like a feed if you want to have a straw in this bag, but I didn't do that. The thing that I love about this bag is it can get very big and very small, so it's like a great day pack because it doesn't feel like you're carrying very much at all. And that's because it has this like drawstring plus this buckle. When you hold them both together, it can get so small. Oh, tampon, because of course the moon is very connected to me even when I'm traveling. So that's it for this bag. So yeah, that's a lot of stuff. I want to say that that's everything that I brought, but there's a second bag. Luckily, it's pretty underpacked right now because I did mostly just shove everything in this bag so that I could check it and not have a bunch to lug around the airport. Yeah, there's still a lot of stuff. I know that's the case. Let's get this over with. Mesh pocket, water bottle in there. I had brought another glass container that was just like a jar that I had washed out. Not only was it glass, but it also didn't close, so I was basically I spent the first half of the trip just babysitting this glass container that I occasionally drank water out of. It was a personal growth experience, I guess. Having a big water bottle, I don't know that it would have been that much of a benefit. You can't really drink the tap water or anything. I could only really refill when I was at the retreat center, and otherwise I had to buy plastic water. I did sterilize water a couple of times. Now we have this easy access, smaller pocket. I should have put things, ideally I would like pull out from underneath the seat in there. I don't think I opened this at all during the flight, so we'll see what's in here. Oh, okay, we do have some sunglasses. Those are pretty useful. These have kind of a beautiful story to them. I did not bring sunglasses on the trip. I'm trying to let the universe like give me a pair of sunglasses. You know, I'm like going to these street markets and I keep putting out the intention like I need a new pair of sunglasses, but just nothing was really speaking to me. As I was on the shuttle going to the retreat center, this girl that I had met up with was saying, oh, did you find a pair of sunglasses? And I said, no, I'm just kind of waiting for the universe to give me a pair of sunglasses. And this guy turns around and he's like, oh, you need a pair of sunglasses? Here you go. It doesn't not work. And I don't know, I think they look pretty cool. What a great story. Love those. Power, it's an adapter, it's not a transformer or whatever. This was part of the packing that started to occur after I was using my intuition, that I was just like starting to read things online, starting to get scared. I guess there are slightly different outlets sometimes in Peru. I never had an issue just using regular US like 2-prong. I guess this technically does do surge, which surge protection can be an issue. I did realize I had brought the sort of bigger bricks that you get with like iPads, Macs and things, and those already actually do like convert to like the proper range for the device, so there was no concern there. So yeah, this was never used. Oh yeah, more more tampons, hand sanitizer that I actually did use, padlock, also did not use. So basically the quick access pocket was everything that you need as glacially slowly as possible, perhaps not at all. Neck pillow, which I attempted to use, but I got piercings like 2 weeks before the trip. The neck pillow is not gonna happen. It like really irritated and aggravated those. I do like that it folds down really small, but I've never really used a neck pillow in my life. So when I tried to use it the first time, I thought I was gonna die. Yeah, I thought it was like choking me. And I really don't know that I like that sensation. But I did deflate it a little bit and it got slightly less horrific. I might use this in the future, but it might also just stay in the pocket of things that I won't ever use. Let's go into the main now. I'm obsessed with this bag. This is my bag of stability. This is my home base. This is where I go when I've been active for more than 12 hours and I just need to relax and remember that sometimes there's not complete and utter chaos in the world. Sometimes things are okay. This bag is chaos. This bag is comfort, ease. Anyway, so it has this like mesh holding of this side, and then it has like a medium-sized pocket and then another meshy pocket. This pocket actually remained the same. 8 pairs of underwear? 5 pairs of socks. This pocket, I actually typically had my toiletries in here. I only moved them because I knew I was gonna check this bag on the way back and I was a little worried about having like a liquid things. In general, I really like how this is solid, so if my toiletries did leak, they would have like a little buffer. I would start to put my used underwear and socks around it, and my theory was, so I have all this smelly stuff that might leak, and so I'll put things that smell bad and don't really matter if they get dirty. Then I also would usually have my little laundry bag stowed here. I could actually have things ready to be washed as needed. Whoa, little tidbit. Oh, okay, no, just kidding. I brought 9 pairs of underwear and 7 pairs of socks. Things not pictured here, the camera that I'm talking into. Usually this was much more stuffed with clothes, so I could fit like all of the clothes that I got out of the original bag in here. So we have pajamas. Yeah, unnecessarily large clothing was brought on this trip. My skirt, I did end up liking to have like a very nice thing to wear in ceremony. I bought this sweater, which I love, from this like cute little boutique that just like called deeply to my heart. I was obsessed. I think I went to that boutique like 5 times. I ended up buying one thing. I just love it. It's handmade in Peru, super soft, alpaca. I would wear this in ceremony as well. Shirt, which I didn't end up really wearing that much because it was a little too cold in general, although it's like more of a sweater material. Silk leggings. These also didn't really wear that much. If I got colder, they definitely would have been worth wearing, but I mean, most nights I was sleeping inside a bed, and so it was warm enough. I did wear them one night during ceremony, but then my body temperature would change a lot and usually get quite hot, so I didn't wear them the second night. Beanie. I wish I had worn this more often because my head was regularly cold and I regularly did actually want to have a beanie. I was just being difficult. I completely didn't bring this on the Rainbow Mountain Day. Very much regretted that. Some just loose pads because makeup remover, another small toiletries bag. I moved my toiletries around like a million times, but this one was supposed to be like essential. I would put my sleeping mask in this like exterior pocket. There's some earplugs, which I never use because it's always too loud and I always can't sleep, but I also hate wearing earplugs. But I like to know that I have them, so I don't feel bad for not preparing to not be able to sleep, but I still can't sleep. Like toothbrush, we got a little medication, floss, moisturizer, toothpaste, eye drops, lip gloss because I'm an influencer now, so that's an essential. Hair clip. Clearly there was not a lot in here and I could have put a lot more in. Oh, and then there's this little secret pocket that I only discovered at the very end of my trip, and that has, yeah, just another bra in it. I cannot rave enough about how awesome I think that the space utilization of this bag is. There were so many times I was so shocked how much could actually be fit in this small area, and it always felt so organized, which is so important to me. Nothing about life feels organized, but if I can just look in my bag and have a little semblance of control, that's all that I really want in this world. And now for my favorite part about this bag. Not only is this extremely easy to utilize functional space, but then the back, it zips all the way down, so you get this full open. It's got a million like pockets, laptop sleeve, and then like the secondary sleeves. In this small pocket, I have the wallet that I bought, a passport, a piece of paper. Oh, this is the piece of paper from when the Peru migrations entrance shut down at 11 o'clock at night. My flight was at 11:55. It ended up coming back online, so that was good. 2 pen pouches. I only carry 1 pen because, yeah, I love how there's this Velcro here, so it keeps things secure. 2 chargers. This one sticks to the back of my phone. This one's just like loose. Oh, and apparently breaking. Well, I've had this forever, so if this is dead, then that's that. These were great because you can access them like really quickly from the top of the bag. When I was like constantly putting my passport in and out, and my wallet is good for that. And I really like how it's kind of meshy, so you can sort of peer in and know what's going on before you start trying to access things. So I tried to sort my cords so that this cube does this one, so I put the 2 that end with that, and then I had my USB-C cube, a C to C, and a C to iPhone because product placement. I don't know. Apparently this is chocolate from the last plane when I had way too much chocolate, so I wasn't allowed to eat this. And then we still have this whole bottom meshy area, which is like all my other technology that I wouldn't really need to access very quickly. Microphones, laptop charger cord, converter cord thing. Oh, that's breaking too. Okay, good to know. Extra battery for my camera, battery charger thing that has a little things attached, work phone, noise canceling headphones. For me, a game changer for travel. I absorb energy and stress like a sponge, and these just allow me to tune the world out. So even when I'm covered in sweat, standing in line at Peru migrations at 10 o'clock at night, not sure if I'm gonna make my flight, if I can just listen to music and just totally zone out everything that is not bliss and peace. Very good for that. I understand that a lot of the things that I brought into a developing country make me look very much like a tourist, very much like a good target to steal things from. A testament to the people of Peru that I always felt extremely safe, and I'm never like I was being like watched or followed or anything like that. These headphones, in case wireless ones weren't charged, or I felt like maybe I just shouldn't be wearing my like $500 pair of headphones in public. I didn't end up using them though. I will probably still bring them on international travels just because you never know. Am I the only person in the world that like refuses to watch in-flight entertainment? I will watch everyone else's in-flight entertainment silently, you know, with no text, and try to guess what's going on. This mostly didn't change, and that's just a testament to how good it made me feel to have everything organized this way. The first sleeve, that's where I would keep my laptop. Very good that it has this like Velcro cover because it won't slide out if you open your bag on the ground. So that was like very quick access. Secondary sleeve, other books, journal, in which, as I explained, so this is the second book that I was reading. To add to The Alchemist, I had to have another classic text of the spiritual canon. It's not going great. It's not going great. I think my brain just can't really do nonfiction right now. We'll see how long this takes. Oh, boarding pass. Oh, this is very nice. This is like a piece of art that I got from one of the facilitators at the retreat. Basically ruined this because I did not have a good way to transport it home, but hopefully once I frame it, it'll look nice. Oh, it goes this way. Journal, just a terrible job. I did frantically write down most of my experiences with the plant medicine, so we can go through that sometime. As far as like a daily journaling practice, it turned into like every 5 days I would try to remember the past 5 days and then write 1 lines about them. So that's unfortunate, but that's okay. Oh, this is like a cover for a toothbrush that I got in Comfort Plus. Wow, okay, so I think that's that's everything. One of the most important things to me is features that I'll never use. And this bag is great for that. It also has a million features that I will use, so it's definitely awesome. This huge handle on the top, this huge grab handle. It also has this, which I guess you can like slide onto a rollerboard. It's got all these like little things if you knew how to use guy line and like tie stuff on. It also have the chest strap. And then it's got these hip straps that actually buckle into the side here, and then you can use it as like a side bag. Which I tried that out. I looked stupid, so I'll never actually do that, but I love that it has the feature. Also amazing, the straps will actually like unbuckle, and then you can like tuck them in here. Apparently now everyone has to bring like the largest bag that they've ever been legally allowed to bring, and you end up having to check it under. You can actually like stow these. Again, I'll probably never use that feature. I'll probably just be too lazy even if I have to check it, but you can do it, and it will fit under the seat. The really low ones, it will stick out usually, but I didn't get in trouble for that. Easily, I will just travel with this bag most of the time. I do like to have a day pack. Oh, this is not pictured, but I packed a lot of food because of course I had bought way too much food, so I carried 4 hard-boiled eggs through TSA, like still in the egg container. That was pretty fun watching my seat neighbor watch me eat hard-boiled eggs on a plane. Something you might not think about, I had never thought about, was how difficult it would be to shell a hard-boiled egg on a plane, because it turns out nothing is very hard. I had to use the seatbelt, the buckle, to crack the egg because yeah, the tray tables are plastic, the chairs are all plastic, and you probably shouldn't be like hitting somebody's chair with a hard-boiled egg. I was on the diet for ayahuasca, so I did kind of need to be prepared. It was quite difficult, honestly, to be able to maintain the diet while traveling. Overall, I packed 3 pairs of shoes, 7 pairs of socks, 9 pairs of underwear, 2 bras, 2 athletic shirts, 2 more medium sweater shirts, 1 t-shirt, 3 sweater/jackets, bought 1 jacket, 2 pairs of shorts, 3 pairs of pants, but I left 2 of those pairs of pants, a skirt, a pair of pajamas, a towel, a swimsuit, a handkerchief, 2 books, a journal, a sterilizer pen, a headlamp, basic toiletries, medication, makeup, hair ties, sleeping mask, 5 different cords, an adapter, 2 pairs of headphones, wallet, phones, laptop, 3 different chargers. I would say overall I'm like quite happy with everything that I brought. This is the first time I haven't had the experience of bringing like 3 extra pairs of clothes that I never wear. Like that, I think that's one of the most frustrating parts of traveling for me, is feeling like I just had space that I was taking up that I really didn't need to be using. So that was very satisfying. Basically there were only 2 items that I was upset that I did not have, and that was this 1 pair of brown pants and then a pair of fleece leggings. And I had really sensed that I wanted to bring them. At the time I told myself, oh, I'm already bringing a lot of clothes. You told yourself you didn't want to have anything too athletic feeling, and that's gonna feel really athletic. There were a couple times in the morning that it would have been nice to do yoga in fleece line leggings just because it was a little colder. And I would have preferred to have this other pair of linen pants for ceremony nights, because it turns out a skirt is not so ideal for like getting up and getting down and getting up and getting down to take plant medicines. Although it was good because when I was still afraid that I was gonna shit my pants, I could like pull it up over my body, and that was comforting. Maybe this is obvious to everybody except for me, but now it's obvious to me too, so thank you for letting me join the club. I actually discovered you can just leave things, like you can donate clothes, and that was actually a very freeing process too, because I noticed like in the trips, like, okay, these pants like literally just don't fit me anymore, like emotionally, spiritually, physically. So yeah, that was a big relief, and it sort of feels like a giving back to the community that has been supporting and welcoming you. Yeah, it was very freeing to just like leave those 2 things behind and make a little bit more space in my luggage for new versions of myself, as well as in my life. You're not like locked into any one reality with what you bring on a trip. Like not only can you like gain and like add stuff, buy things, but you can also shed them, leave them behind. Use the trip as its own metamorphosis, if you want, of yourself, a transformation opportunity. I feel like packing is usually stressful. It's like, oh, what if I forget something? Like, what if I need blah blah? You can just look at that as an opportunity. Well, what if I don't have something I need? Maybe I'll meet someone who will be able to give it to me. What if I forgot XYZ thing at home? What if I don't have something in my schedule that day? What might I discover? What might I challenge myself to do that I wouldn't otherwise? Do you really want to be prepared for everything? Is that not holding you into a version of reality that you believe in? How much more free, how much more opportunity might you see if your load's a little lighter to not have this requirement or this thing that I was sure that I was gonna need, or this presumption about how my trip is gonna go. I hope that this was informative to you, both about things that you might want to consider bringing on your trip to Peru, bringing to a plant medicine retreat, your ability to regulate your nervous system and prepare for travel, the unexpected, and actually really embrace and attract new and fun experiences for yourself. Let me know if you have any of your own packing tips or advice, questions on ways to prepare for your trip to Peru or for experiences with plant medicines. I do hope to create more content soon about the rich depths of that experience that I had and the things that I look back on and would have liked to know, I think, going more into it. What are your packing essentials? What are the things that you always bring and you don't actually need to bring? And how do you stay grounded when you're on the road?